Hello and welcome back to the channel, everyone. HeirofCarthage here, or Heir of Hashut, I should say. Patch 3.1, whatever it is, the new patch is out. There's a bunch of changes there. You should definitely go search it. I'm sure if you Google like Total War patch 3.1 packs, and then I think there's a link in the Steam page too, where you go to launch the game in Steam. If you're launching it from Steam, you can get to it there. I could make a news video and talk about it, but I felt like I would rather just play the game. And get in here. And I remember that we had this big battle that I needed to fight at the Forest of Gloom, and I'm not convinced we can win it, but we'll give it a shot and see what happens. Alright, the battle's getting underway. We'll just kind of see how things play out. I do have my army abilities, which should come in handy. I guess only my recruited Chaos Dwarf infantry get the benefits of the Forge. I mean, that kind of makes sense. I don't know, what do you all think about that? Do you think all units should get the benefit of the Forge? Or should it just be those? We do have some Night Goblin Squig Hoppers coming headlong into this. I'm going to countercharge them a little with my big boys. I need to focus my ranged power into some large targets. It's going to have to be necessary. And I'm going to target Ragnarok Spiders. And then I'm going to reinforce with Chaos Warriors after this initial charge. So I've got that set up, and I'm going to keep some Hobgoblin infantry back as reinforcements. And let's go ahead and summon on top of their archers. I'm working on some trolls. I've got my blunderbuss working a spider down here. Let's get that focus going. I need to charge in there, and let's get a bombardment queued up here. I think I got rid of one troll unit. However, I believe there's significantly more enemies still present. We've got one Ragnarok spider out of this fight. I'm going to move to the next. My summon unit ended up getting chewed up pretty quickly by Skarsnik, but I have an opportunity to destroy all that with the Dreadquake Mortar. The enemy infantry here is significantly strong due to their scrap upgrades. All enemy units here are significantly strong due to the scrap upgrades. And my army is significantly weaker than my standard armies due to not having the Forge upgrades in my favor. So you can see that these greenskin units are pretty well putting us to rout very quickly. I do believe we managed to get rid of two... We got rid of two... what do you call it? Two spiders, which is good. We're losing almost all of our troops to terror routes, though, which I suspected would be an issue, and it is absolutely an issue. I've got a few units coming back from routing, though they're not going to last long. We're getting pushed out of this battle rather convincingly. I would need significantly more Dreadquake Mortars and some much tougher infantry to stand it out. I have to admit, though, some pretty solid work on behalf of my... Centaurs there. Bull Centaurs were doing well. So I do have, like I said, a few units coming back from routing here and there. I expect that they're going to reroute rather easily because we're about to be under the army losses condition, with everything just getting summarily pushed off the battlefield. I feel like we did cause some pretty good damage. We significantly weakened their army. They'll probably recover it in just a turn or two, unfortunately. But this is an interesting battle in the sense that it'll show you just how strong scrap upgrades are. And it is very strong, is how strong scrap upgrades are. I'm going to cause a little more damage to the goblins as I can. Drop one last Dreadquake Mortar. Hopefully we can get that mortar off before the battle ends. 3, 2, 1. All the troops disperse before it can land. That Dreadquake Mortar is a long spin up, unfortunately. But we caused as much damage as we could here, I think. So it's not the end of the world. We certainly made the greenskins pay an unwelcome price here, I think. It was not a particularly clean victory for them here. I'll try and finish off that spider. Alright, sweet, we got another spider. So 2 spiders in the dirt. There's one more over here. I'll see if I can put some shots into it. I've got some kind of random units coming back into the fight, and there are some small pockets where my units have, you know, a momentary advantage. Like I said, it's not going to last. We're not going to be able to defeat Skarsnik here. But we can try to cause as much trouble as possible. So like right there, we ended up getting some pretty solid damage into that spider. Left it hurting pretty good. So there's going to be the army losses, and I'll see you all back on the map. Yeah, with the goblins having the scrap upgrades and us not having the forge upgrades, you could definitely feel a major power difference there compared to our other battles, where, for instance, I'm fighting with Astragoth. So not entirely surprised at the result there, but I have armies in the vicinity that can come and push back on that. So it is only a very minor and temporary setback for us. I'm not joining any wars versus the Skaven right now, Kolek, but thank you for the offer. And by thank you, I mean no thank you. Dang. Well, hopefully you all are having a good time. That we've seen the announce of Total War Pharaoh now from Creative Assembly. As soon as I'm able to bring you all more news on that, I will, but I released a video on it kind of giving my thoughts, and a lot of you shared your thoughts in return on that video, and I definitely appreciate it. I love hearing what you all have to think. And I have to say that I think that the reaction I see from people is very similar to what I would have expected. Where was this at? I didn't catch this black iron mine. Okay. So we'll oh, that was the one where I went into Skaven territory, attacked and took it, and then was forced out because of idiotic plague mechanics. Let's see. We're going to stick to the standard road here. And a settlement sacked at the Forest of Gloom that we are well aware of. My failure is complete, as the Emperor would say. Though I guess complete isn't exactly the right word for it. I went after... Is this a Skaven? Yeah. It's kind of a... That's annoying. There's a Skaven army behind us. There's a large army of greenskins right in front of us at Carag Dron. And we might as well destroy it, but I am going to have to do some work with Astragoth here to shut down the armies in this vicinity. We've got another greenskin army making its way into our territory, but fortunately for us, our army is replenishing at Crookback Mountain, so we should be able to put this one under. In fact, I think I'm going to pull my army out of here, like just to right here, and enter an ambush stance, and see if we can get lucky and maybe catch that greenskin army in an ambush there. So that army will be able to get back into action. We're certainly going to have to guard our southern flank now as well. But that is going to be doable because I have these additional armies down here, including Drazhoath the Ashen, who is slowly building up a very powerful force under his command, and we'll be able to get him into action. So I'm hoping that any setbacks we get over the next couple of turns should be able to be fairly easily offset. Karak, Black Iron Mine, and Sump Pit. Here's Karak Azul. Okay, so we could take an entire province fairly easy here with this army. It just needs some artillery. Like, if this army had some artillery, it would have a proper punch. I think we were waiting on some armaments, and holy cow, we are getting some armaments now. So let's get into our forge and allow ourselves some more artillery units. So I'm going to increase the number of war machines by 2, which will use up a pretty substantial chunk of the armaments I had available, but we have plenty coming in at the moment, and that's going to allow me to get some much needed artillery into this army. Speaking of artillery, I have a recruitment building for it just across the border here, so there's no need in doing global recruiting, though the local recruiting is probably eaten up. No, it's not. We have openings. Excellent. So it will be very expensive. I mean, very expensive, but a Iron Demon Dreadquake Mortar would be an absolutely fantastic add to any army. I'm going to do that, and then for... Did that count as 2? Because it says 6 of 8 here. Am I recruiting... Does that count as 2? I think it does. Interesting. I mean, I can kind of understand it because it's technically 2 artillery pieces tucked together. Let's verify that. It does count as 2, which is frustrating, but if I just do a standard Dreadquake Mortar. We don't have the ability to have it move very quickly. In fact, its speed is incredibly slow at 22. Let's just do the standard one, just so that we have the mortar here. It'd be better on the Iron Demon, but this'll give us what we want and slightly easier to manage terms there. Our labor economy is not quite at 100%. That should self-rectify, though, if I just go like fight and win some battles here. So I'll take care of that on this turn end. And let's check up here, though, just real quick. Up in the north, I've been trying to get the vampires to slip into an ambush, and they have not been taking the bait, unfortunately for me. But it does look like Waldenhof could fall to our forces here and strike a blow against the greenskins that we never quite finished off. We could, I guess we could just occupy this as an outpost for now and just see what happens. We probably won't be able to hold it right here in the middle of all this mess, but I don't know. We'll see. I'm open. And then let's take Astragoth and let's give a major beatdown to Ashuk Bigagit. I guess he is a big git. So let's get in here and knock him out. It says we're going to take medium casualties. I suppose we could, but I don't think so. I think that these guys are going to get absolutely annihilated. These are not the same forces that fought in that battle that you just saw against Skarsnik. These are our most battle-hardened, most forged upgraded troops, and it is going to be a relatively epic beatdown here. Alright, the battle is beginning. I've got my artillery targeted on the enemy artillery. It will get a few shots on me, possibly, but a lot of times the AI just starts repositioning immediately upon entering a battle, which is incredibly stupid when it's faced with enemy artillery. I don't know how that didn't wipe out that Doom Diver, to be honest. Oh, that shot did. I've never seen goblins take such a close hit with a Dreadquake Mortar and not be insta-killed, but the Doom Diver Catapult looks like it is pretty much out of commission. Oof. And any artillery shot that misses seems to be doing tremendous damage to the infantry nearby. This Dreadquake Mortar shot is looking pretty good, potentially. Oh yeah, that's gonna hurt. So I think the enemy artillery has had enough. I'm not convinced they got a shot off. This one's being blocked by its own spider at the moment. Yeah, these guys, they technically have a single piece left. Oh, there they go. They got a shot off. So the greenskins managed a single shot, I think, from each artillery piece that will do a little bit of damage into my blunderbusters here. But other than that, we have very quickly silenced the enemy artillery, and it's time to do a little bit of damage to the enemy front line that's headed our way. I'm actually going to target Blorks with those cannons. I'm going to use Astragoth to significantly impede the enemy approach. Here comes an enemy column in the rear. Wow, that column is just begging to be mortared. Alright, so I've got the Dreadquake Mortar target on the back, and I'm actually going to just probably do the same with my magma cannons. I'm just going to target right in the middle of that column at the moment with the magma cannons. Alright, let's see. Let's keep an eye on the approach of the enemy here. They are inside of blunderbuss range, or at least some of them are. So it will be a swift doom for our enemies. Let's give these guys a bit of a hammering here, and I'm going to just disrupt their approach with some magic and bombardments. Let's intercept that. And we do have a flanking force moving around us, though I am pretty much utterly unconcerned with the threat of it. I need to slow the enemy approach, so I'm going to do that with some more magic. Okay, so our blunderbuss units are doing what our blunderbuss units do best. At this point, there is another bombardment available to me. I'm going to drop that right there in the middle of the fight with Astragoth. I'm going to go ahead and charge these flanking units. I've definitely got more than enough capability to deal with them. And look at what our artillery is doing. Ooh, that bombardment was very, very nice there. Alright, so I'm retargeting the units in the back of the enemy formation. So this whole medium casualties prediction was clearly inaccurate. I'm gonna head over here and just start shredding into this. Astragoth peeled right through any opponents that were near him. And I'm gonna send him back here to attack reinforcements as well. Oh man, we are absolutely shredding the enemy here. What are we under fire by? Oh, there's nearby artillery. I guess I'm shocked to see something alive this close to my blunderbuss. One unit did get through to one of my blunderbuss, and I only just now noticed it, so big mistake by me there. So I got the blunderbusters all torn up there, but not to worry. They fairly quickly turn that fight away in their favor. Look at the enemy retreating here under just withering artillery fire. I didn't even summon my unit either. Oh wow. If I would have seen the blunderbusters being attacked, I could have used that right there. Just look at this. Look at these idiots fleeing. I don't think the medium casualties prediction was accurate, personally. I did take a little bit of casualty on a few units, but we're good. Well, that was definitely a solid outing for us for the most part, and we'll get a fair bit of labor there. 286 labor will be added to our pool. I could add another 437, and we could also take the army replenishment, but I'm not particularly concerned about our ability to replenish. Let's go ahead and just stack the labor pool up because we needed it. So that'll give us like 600 some odd extra labor to go in. That improved our efficiency a little. We still have maybe a settlement or two that are lacking some labor. We could move it around and get it all the way up to snuff, but essentially we're operating at relatively full capacity. Thinking I might just go ahead and squish the rest of this army. We're not going to lose anything in the auto-resolve. At least we shouldn't. And then this time, I'll take a slight bit of replenishment. And then we'll just move back up towards Karagdron, and our forces will replenish perfectly well. Like I said, there's some Skaven behind us. We will deal with them as we get the opportunity. And let's see. So Drazhoath is recruiting. We took a little bit of extra territory up here. I don't know how much money I really should spend here, but I'll do a little bit of something. We do have some money that we could spend making some upgrades or key changes, and let's just take a look at needs. We're doing well resource-wise for the moment. We're doing well income-wise, so I would say that we can kind of upgrade wherever we feel like it would do the most benefit. This is interesting. Mount Gunbad, is it currently under threat? Does not appear to be, so this would be a good opportunity to pick up some more money here. Not going to be a ton of money, but it's money, and a good opportunity to run an upgrade there as well. Make that more defensible. We could spend our money. Let's spend our money at Dead Rock Gap this time, and then we'll save some cash and we'll spend it elsewhere on the next turn end, because I do want to keep a little bit extra here. We do have skill points we need to tend to, and probably the most efficient way to do that, and I need to retrain myself on the way to do it, which is to come into this screen and then just click through the different units that we should be using. We don't have any ancillaries available. I guess we do Infernal Engineer. That's not really going to do us any good. Veteran Overseer. There we go. All right, let's take care of the skills here. As far as skills go, I think we were finishing Specialist. And then we have a Convoy Overseer that we can upgrade, and either one of these would be the upgrade I would want to go with. So let's take care of that, and let's see if we have any other skill points back here. We do not, so all skill points are taken care of. We do supposedly have a convoy we can dispatch. It looks like one. And we do have, it looks like just this small convoy available. Let's add it and see if there's a nearby mission we can send it on. This one's only a 4-turn mission. There's a relatively easy mission, it looks like, going on this route, which could get us some nice cash. We can't dispatch it with that cash level. We can do it right there, so probably not a huge risk here. Let's dispatch that. And I say it's not a huge risk. Watch me lose it all now. All right, let's end our turn. Kugath continues to desire our friendship, and I just am not interested. We had strength rank 1 now, and I'm not surprised. We have a large number of armies in a very solid chunk of territory, so our enemies are certainly on notice about the power of the Dawi Zharr. They're going to have to be well aware of it and respect it. And if they don't respect it, they'll respect it as soon as the artillery starts to land, just like that greenskin army learned the hard way there a moment ago. I think you all got to catch and enjoy that. As far as comments, we did have a bunch of comments in the last one. Thank you for leaving your comments. Please feel free to get down and leave whatever comments you'd like. Tell me my face is ugly, tell me I smell funny, tell me what you did or didn't like about the episode or the things I did in the episode. Feedback on things you want to see named, future campaigns, what you're thinking about Total War, what you ate for lunch. You know, anything that you want to comment, I'm here for it. I read them all and very much appreciate them. So thank you for those who commented. I will get to a couple of them. In fact, let's get one right now. Inductive Grunt said, finally Tretch is gone. Fighting that annoying rat is literally just that SpongeBob. How many times do we have to teach you this lesson, old man meme? It is. It does feel that way. So satisfying to see his faction being destroyed permanently. After confederating with Zatan the Black was just the cherry on the top of a bowl-shaped, hell-forged cake. So things are going great. Speaking of Zatan the Black, we should put him into the leadership of one of our armies, should we not? I believe we have access to him. We should have access to him. How does that work? I thought we did, because we confederated his faction. Maybe he's just available to recruit at the moment, or if we punt a lord, we can replace one with him. This guy is not a particularly impressive lord by any stretch, just, you know, level 12. And if we look at the details here, we should probably try to replace, let's replace him. Zatan the Black, here he is. So we'll bring in our legendary lord, who is at a no higher skill level, because I guess the AI got wiped out rather quickly. Got a Helm of Discord, which is pretty solid. Let's throw that on, and then let's see what other options we have here. We could just have a Shrieking Blade. It's not bad. He's going to cause terror. It says we have something better, though. Oh, we do. We got the Obsidian Axe here. With each kill made. Ooh, yeah, we're going to take that. That is a pretty sweet grab. It also says we have a better armor than the Helm of Discord. Oh, we do. Yeah, I think it's his armor here. That's why it's... Yeah, okay, this is all unique stuff. Okay, yeah, this is his unique stuff. So let's throw his uniques on there, and it makes sense. Let's go check for talismans. And the Black Gem of Nar here. Melee attack minus 100. Unit is invulnerable to damage. Does not apply to summoned units. So it does not have to be used on self. Uses 3. Interesting. So let's throw that in there, and we'll try and get a chance to put that to use. And then we have a Talisman of Endurance here. Oh, sorry, wrong one. Let's do our... Let's go back up and put that one on. Where did it go? Where'd that thing go? What the heck? I just replaced it. Now I can't find it. Oh, here it is. I was looking for a purple one, and it was blue. Ooh, a Potion of Healing. Not bad. All right, sweet. And then, I don't know if there's any ancillaries here that would make much of a difference, but you know what? Why not a Banner of Swiftness? That sounds pretty good. Extra 10% from trade. I mean, we already started recruiting artillery, but whatever, we'll take it in case we ever need it in the future. And then let's take a look at his skills. We're going to want to respec him into an image that I am okay with. I really would like to focus on getting him the Unbridled Cruelty as quickly as possible, because again, that makes our armies most affordable. And we get a few decent skills along the way, and we have enough to get all the way to it, it looks like. Let's go with the, let's do Alert and then Unbridled Cruelty. So that'll make this army stay more affordable So we have Zatan the Black, so glad I remembered that. I'm honestly kind of surprised I did. I think it was only because of the comments that I did. And the Skaven are messing with us, which, you know, gotta love the Skaven messing with you. I'm gonna just march underground up here and go scare the Skaven out of our territory. They're not gonna have a whole lot of success. Karazak should have a pretty sturdy garrison. It's actually not that amazing. The Force of Gloom was actually a little better, I think, and it fell to Skarsnik, so we'll definitely need to go and deal with Skarsnik. There's vampires nearby in Essen. It is Vlad, and Vlad is tough to kill. I'm not sure that his army is the one I want to fight with the Hobgoblin army. He will not be easy to take down. If he comes and attacks us at Waldenhorf, I would get a few extra units, nothing super significant. In fact, some of it's rather insignificant. We'd have to deal with the terror of the Hex race, but I think we have, yeah, we're immune to psychology. So we'd have that working in our favor. Pizza the Hut does have some fairly significant magics. And we do have the Iceforge Legion, which would definitely lay waste to ethereal units and Graveguard with Great Weapon. So, I mean, it's possible we could take that army down, but I mean, there are 4 heroes we'd have to deal with there, and vampire heroes are fairly powerful. They are not to be mocked, I think, in terms of their strength. I'm kind of thinking I wanted to set up an ambush, but there's too much vampiric corruption nearby. I almost think what we should do is move into an ambush stance inside our own territory, leaving the settlement as bait, and then see if we can get the vampires to move up closer and take it, weakening themselves ever so slightly, maybe putting them in a good position for us to take down. So let's consider that. We did get some income. This Greenskin army did not spot mine, so our army here has an opportunity to strike out and take down a rather large Greenskin stack, which would also add to our labor pool. In fact, even that large Greenskin stack is afraid of us, as they should be. Our army is significantly powerful here. Let's crush these Greenskins. Alright, I've got the battle underway. We are going to need to get our artillery to work. I'm gonna start targeting, honestly, like, I think I'm gonna target the Gabo Great Shaman here with my Hell Cannon. Got some enemy approaching right through the gap here. Others are coming kind of around the flank a little. I'm gonna... Yeah, I think we should be alright here. A good one way or the other. Okay, so artillery is positioned. We do have a fairly good chunk of infantry moving. That's not what I wanted to do. I'm gonna push these units over a little further. AI's trying to hurt my my leader some here, but they're not having any grand impact at the moment. I'm gonna actually kind of get in their way with a summon there and allow my units some more time. I'm gonna put a final transmutation down on their leader. Let's intercept over here. And alright, here we should be good. Let's protect our... I'm gonna protect my flank here. Night Goblins. I'm gonna drop down into combat here, do a little bit of these debuffs. And let's start dropping some of our abilities. We've got the enemy in a pretty bad position here. Drop that in there. I've got more bombardments headed in. Bombard back there. Let's flick that power stone. Alright, the enemy leader is going down. That's going to put an end to this Greenskin army very quickly here. So he is dropped dead. And there we go. Solid victory. Alright, so a good victory for us. We picked up 175 labor. We could get 205 more. Let's go ahead and just grab the labor there. And again, that'll put a chunk into what's needed here. I guess we could just go ahead and rearrange the last little bit of labor. We probably have perfectly capable spots. So see, we're a little bit under labor here and here, though we have been building at Broken Teeth and Deadrock Gap. But I mean, we're not like sitting on a crap load of labor anywhere else. I would say that we've got, you know, plenty of extra there. We could put an extra 100 in here, an extra 100 in here, except, and there, that'll put us up to 100%, and now we can kind of continue to manage it there. So rather large greenskin invasion, potentially. I say potentially, it was a rather large greenskin invasion, but it could have been impactful. It was made non-impactful, and we've got Unbridled Cruelty available here now too, which is going to make this army cheaper to upkeep. And then let's take a look at our Infernal Castellan here. Let's see, Blade Master, I guess. Yeah, because we got all of these. I'm feeling pretty happy about. Actually, we could do the Missile Resistance. Missile Resistance is usually good. Typically want that. And let's see here. Magic Reserves, Final Training. Let's go with Earthing so that we don't overcast and get damaged as easily. So we're in a good position. Income is looking very, very solid, which is great because we have more units coming. Territory is looking very solid. How are we looking on victory conditions for the long victory, which is our objective? So we need to hit 27 more settlements that we have not already hit. We have destroyed the factions that we need to. So really it's just a matter of hitting enough settlements at this point. So, and honestly, we're in a good position to that. We're ready to go on the offensive. There's a ton of territory right here screaming for us to crush it. And then there's vampire territory, which I'm less well equipped to crush at the moment. But like this army, for instance, I didn't have the money to fill it out. I probably do now at this point. And speaking of money, let's go ahead and run a couple of upgrades here just because we can. And let's see what else we would like to build. Materials consumed. We do have a factory here. We probably want to build Karak Ungor. Let's go ahead and build that, and let's see if there's anything worthwhile that we can recruit here. Yeah, the units available to us would be like Infernal Guard. Looks like we have one of those available. We'll go ahead and grab it. It's going to take a couple of turns globally. And then it says we could get a hold of a Lamasu here, which is not a particularly powerful unit, but it does have some interesting bound abilities. I'm not sure that's really what I'm interested in. I think we need to just save up some armaments and increase our recruiting capability here. So let's go ahead and end this turn, and I'm going to get to just a couple of more comments from y'all. We do have an unassigned skill point still. Who has that skill point? Oh, right here. Looks like one of our convoy overseers. So we'll just go ahead and do hidden stores. And it says we have a damaged building at Mount Squighorn. Yeah, we do. There's still a Skaven army in the vicinity as well. Let's check our army movement, by the way, and just see if there's any armies that didn't move that I do want to move. No, not really there. No real reason to move this army either. They're fine where they're at, just kind of sitting close to the border, ready to be activated as needed. So I think we can end this turn safely. And let's see here. So, we had Klepto, who says, "Hey Air, defensive stance along with skirmish mode can be set to on or off as default in the settings. Also wondering when part 10 of your France campaign of Medieval 2 will be out. Been waiting 7 years." Man, it's been 7 years. Well, unfortunately, it's probably not going to come, but I do appreciate your remembering some of those good fun times. I don't know that I ever finished an entire Medieval 2 campaign, to be honest. It was something I played a little bit on the channel. Medieval 2 wasn't a game I really played during its height. I was just into Rome Total War, and I got into Rome Total War well after its release. So I wasn't there for like the release of it or anything. And Medieval 2 just didn't strike me back then because I liked the Roman time period much better. But it was a really great game, especially considering the time period it was released in. It was a really spectacular game and it was a lot of fun, so I can definitely understand why people enjoy it so much. And I also understand why people were really probably wanting to hear a Medieval 3 announcement at the recent Total War game reveal, right? Definitely makes sense. I'm not shocked that that's what people were looking for. I'm going to head off these greenskin forces here. Hopefully they'll both come together and fight me. I'm not convinced they will. They'll probably just hit Caragdron and then take off running. That would be the most likely greenskin decision at that point. This is not... Yeah, this is not Vlad. We lost our ambush. Let's stay in the ambush here. And again, we'll just kind of look for the opportunity to pick off, vampire armies potentially here. We've picked up some armaments. Let's go use those armaments at the forge real quick. We're going to need more infantry. We've got 15 warriors available to us. We could get another Iron Sworn for real cheap too, so let's do that. And then let's let ourselves get some stock of warriors available to us. We'll just start increasing that kind of slowly each turn. So let's back out of here. We're going to need our armaments output to be quite solid. So we have our Infernal Guard and an Iron Sworn available to us. Those are globally available, which we can afford at the moment. It's not the end of the world. So let's... I like the shielded types right now because we have the Armor Sundering available. So I'm down with the shielded varieties there. So there, we'll get a little bit of infantry into that army, which will certainly start to take its capability up a couple of notches. Anyway, thank you for the comments. Like I said, sorry I couldn't get to all of them. I'll do one more here real quick. This one's from Milos, who says, I believe you could have sacked the settlement and got a temporary hobgoblin army. Yes, we could have. We certainly could have, to one of the tower seat abilities. Thanks for the reminder there, Milos. That's correct. Anytime we sack a settlement, I think it's sack, maybe raise, I think it's sack, we get a temporary hobgoblin army, which we could put to use as needed. So we certainly could have done that at, I think it was Black Iron Mine, where I ended up occupying it instead. So great call out, and thanks for reminding me. Speaking of, let's go ahead and... Alright, so we got some moves there. We're not going to move that army. We're not moving that army. Drazoeth the Ashen has picked up a fair bit of his recruiting here, and our income still remains incredibly high. As far as other recruiting goes, it looks like we have a single unit of Infernal Guard with the Fire Glaives. We could certainly use some more short-range missile capability. We have the Dreadquake, Iron Demon Dreadquake Mortar, which is also good. So this will take Drazoeth's army very close to completion here. And if I feel like we're missing anything, it may be one more artillery piece and then a couple of Bull Centaurs. So that would be kind of my thought on what comes next. And as we recruit more units, of course, this armament is going to go down because we're paying upkeep of more units. So we really do need to stay focused on increasing our output capacity of those resources. In any case, HeirofCarthage signing out for now. Hope you all enjoyed it. I will see you soon with some more action in the Astragoth Iron Hand campaign.